Michael Smerconish, nationally syndicated radio talk show host, MSNBC contributor. Steve Deace is a conservative Iowa radio show host who's endorsing Newt Gingrich. And Holly Bailey is a senior political reporter for Yahoo. Michael, I'll start off with you because you've got some interesting thoughts. As so many others have said, why is Iowa so important? You say it's the independents out there who will count more than the folks who will caucus tonight.
Yeah, I think 2012 is a race where independents are going to call the shot, and no disrespect to Iowa voters, but it's not any particular state. It's that component, a growing component of the electorate. You know, 2.5 million voters have left the Republican and Democratic Party since the 08 cycle, Tamarin, and the only demographic that is growing are the independents, and they are up for grabs. So this is all interesting. I think Mitt Romney comes out a winner regardless of who actually wins, but the independents hold the cards in 2012.
Steve Deace, let me bring you in. There's no love lost between you and Mitt Romney. As I mentioned yesterday when you joined us, you're credited with keeping him from winning Iowa 4 years ago. Here you are now supporting Newt Gingrich. Newt Gingrich yesterday, Steve, said, you know, I'm probably not going to win this. Now he's backtracking on that. Why does Iowa matter at this hour when it's a three-person race? And I hate to say this, but a lot of the tweets refer to it as craziness. I know that that is offensive, but I think you get what people mean there.
Sure, I actually agree a lot with what Michael just said, which is why I think it's pretty much 50-50 between Ron Paul or Rick Santorum winning tonight. If Ron Paul can bring out all of these recent or new or first-time Republican caucus voters who have been Democrats or independents that are showing up at his events, he will win tonight. Otherwise, I think you'll see Rick Santorum pull off a mild upset and win instead.
But Steve, you're on the radio all day. You're talking to the people in Iowa. They know you. They love talking to you and sharing their thoughts. I guess in their minds, they imagine you with them caucusing at the neighbor's house or whatever. What are they saying to you today?
I think that people really are still looking for a champion, someone that they envision can stand up to Barack Obama on a national stage, stand up to the quote-unquote liberal media on a national stage, someone that makes the pundits at MSNBC very nervous. They're looking for that candidate. That's one of the things that attracts me to Newt Gingrich. And I think he's somebody that can actually stand up to scrutiny and advance a conservative platform.
But if that's true, Steve, he can't even stand up to the ads, the negative ads that have been coming his way. He is seasoned. He is supposed to be tough. As Mitt Romney said, listen, if you can't stand this heat, you couldn't possibly handle what the Obama re-election campaign could bring your way when you know that they are well on their way to perhaps raising $1 billion here.
Well, I think the speaker, frankly, made a tactical error. I think he created a noble gesture by saying, I'm not going to go negative and I'm going to try to rise above the fray. And that's easy to do when you're at 40% in the Gallup poll. Like Ronald Reagan created his 11th commandment after he won the nomination. Notice there wasn't an 11th commandment when he was challenging Jerry Ford in the summer of '76. So it's really easy to say I'm going to take the high road when I'm the leader. But then when I'm the subject of 85% of the negative ads in Iowa, you sort of box yourself in with that. And I think as the process moves forward, you'll see the speaker readjust his tactics accordingly.
Steve, I don't want to slam your guy too much, but Newt Gingrich was the leader for 2 days. So, I mean, there's no comfort zone there for him to take that approach. Holly, let me bring you in on this. I want to play what Rick Perry had to say earlier regarding the fight that he has ahead and comparing it to events in America's history. Let me play Rick Perry.
Yesterday, you were confident enough to tell your audience that you were going to win Iowa. What do you see out there that you like?
I don't think I quite said that, but I don't.
You said I'm going to win this thing going away.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Okay, Holly, obviously that was Mitt Romney on Morning Joe backtracking. He basically called it, pointed a home run in Iowa. Now it's kind of squeezing back from that. What do we make of that? That's okay.
Well, basically, you know, I was at the event where he said, we're going to win this thing. And, you know, on background, they're on the campaign, tried to very quickly dial that. Trying to do is not raise expectations too great here, because if perhaps Mitt Romney does not do as well, it's, you know, a bad story for their part, and heading into New Hampshire, that's going to be a distraction for them.
All right, Holly, thank you. We're having some little audio problems, but let me bring Michael back in tonight. Michael, what are you really watching for? What do you want to see tonight?
Well, it'll be interesting to me to see whether Mitt Romney can win in Iowa, because I think if Mitt Romney comes out of Iowa, goes into New Hampshire with a head of steam where, by all accounts, he's going to emerge with a victory, then it seems as if he's much further down the road to capturing this nomination. If some roadblock can get in his way, be it Rick Santorum or Ron Paul, we're probably in for the longer haul in this process.
And speaking of the long haul, Steve, I know you had praise and have praise for Congresswoman Michelle Bachmann. Could this be the end of the line, despite the fact that she believes a miracle will be granted to her tonight by God? What do you think here? Is it the end?
I think barring that miracle, both Michelle Bachmann and Rick Perry will probably have to reevaluate whether or not they should continue to stay in the race and split the conservative vote, because the entire Romney strategy from the beginning has been to avoid a one-on-one contest with a conservative, which Mitt Romney cannot win.
All right, Steve, Holly, Michael, thank you so much. We'll see what happens tonight. Thank you, guys.